So, in this video, I'm going to go over part 2 of one of the best things that someone's ever told me in advice. It was in a class that I do this year called Mediation, Negotiation and Law, or something like that. And in this class we were talking about how to interact with someone when there's conflict. You're trying to resolve the conflict. And there's different approaches that people generally take. Some people always want to avoid conflict, and will kind of let others have their way so that they don't in turn cause controversy. Others just feel like violated if they don't get their own way or someone else gets their way, maybe, if you're really aggressive. And there's people who kind of have like a middle ground and want to help each other. And you could kind of summarise the different approaches into 3 ways, and they're on a spectrum. I think it was a spectrum in the last video. What was the last video about? Stepping outside your comfort zone with the circles. Go and check that out. Probably a few videos back. It's a good one, I would think. So check that out and then come back to this. Okay, now you're back to this. So assertiveness is the goal you want to have in resolving conflict, and just in everyday life really. There's 3 options on the spectrum. There's passivity, which is very kind of English. You don't want to cause offence. That's the worst thing you can do. The worst thing you can possibly do is cause offence to someone. Maybe you've got a different opinion to them. If you don't share that opinion, you're potentially going to cause offence, and that's terrible. You can't do it. And so you don't cause offence, and you just kind of accept whatever happens. And your interests that you have, everyone has interests, they just slip away, and the other person gets what they want. You don't get what you want, and increasingly you'll get frustrated and angry at the other person until eventually you'll snap, and either it'll get violent or you'll just lash out with words. And all that can be avoided if you aren't passive. And then on the other side of the spectrum is being aggressive, which in some ways is better, in some ways is a lot worse, because you do get what you want. Sorry, I've got a window open. You do get what you want if you're aggressive. You defend your own interests, you promote your own interests, but the bad point is that you do it to the detriment of everyone else's. So everyone else is on the other side, that they're all being passive now, being forced into passivity because of your aggression. And so they're feeling like, oh, I don't want to chat with this person again. They always just are so aggressive, they never give in. It's always their way or the highway. That's the kind of person they'll start to think you are if you're always aggressive. And then the class went on to the 3rd option, which is in between the 2, which is being assertive. And I always thought assertiveness is something a bit like aggressiveness, kind of like, if you're feeling really tough that day, go on, be assertive, get what you want. But often kind of stuck in this kind of English politeness, never wanting to offend someone, kind of passivity almost. But then the teacher really explained it in a really simple way. So you have this spectrum: passiveness, assertiveness, and aggressiveness. Passive is when you win and you lose and everyone else wins. Assertiveness is when you win and everyone else wins. And aggressiveness is when only you win but everyone else loses. And that was such a simple way to explain it, and to think, okay, it's in my benefit to be assertive when I'm, I don't know, maybe in a job interview, or when you're in I don't know, a cafe and your meal doesn't come out. Are you just going to go, oh, it's okay, I'll just have this? Or are you going to go shouting everywhere, being aggressive and making everyone feel uncomfortable and they won't want to go with you to a restaurant ever again? Or are you going to be assertive and defend your own interest, go up to the waiter and get the food that you actually ordered? So this has been harder for me because I'm not speaking Spanish that well. But, you know, I think it's something which I'm trying to do more and more, is be more assertive. Not in an aggressive sense, but assertive sense that you would actually benefit as well. Because I would kind of recognise your interests and try and defend those as well as my own. So that's those little principles. And she gave us this personality test to determine your kind of personality among that spectrum. And I'm usually pretty against these personality tests. Like, I think they're a bit bogus. Like, I get a different result every time I do a personality test. Even the same personality test, I get a different result. Why is that? As you know, these Myers-Briggs things are just like literally made up. Some are more scientific, but a lot of them aren't. And in New York, I remember we were doing this in a lecture once, in New York some government organisations are actually doling out jobs based on these personality tests. Which is just bonkers, really. But this personality test, I thought was actually alright. I would give this a go. Although, to be honest, I got a result I wasn't too keen on. It said I was an avoider of conflict, which I thought potentially yes, potentially no. The other options were either as a collaborator or an accommodator of conflict resolution. So I'm going to try that again. Try and be more accurate in responding to all these. Like, there's like 30 questions or something about how you respond to different conflicts and stuff. So I'll give that another go. Sorry if my hair's all a bit sticky up here, all standing up like an excited teenager or something like that. I was just swimming earlier. Thankfully we got a pool at the university, so I'm kind of maybe going to try out a triathlon soonish, perhaps, once I get the bike in working order again. So I'm training in the pool for that, which is good. But I'm off to cook paella, or paella, as the Spanish might say. I hope you have a great day. See you later.